Thank you for watching Highway 34 Connection. Today's podcast will begin shortly.
Your co-hosts are Steve streaming from Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook, along with Insidious streaming on Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube, and the Ghost from Ghost MAF streaming on Twitch. Welcome to Highway 34 Connection, the pod. The following podcasts are for mature audiences only, unscripted, unfiltered, and unedited as always. Pro Wrestling Talk, where we will sit down and we will discuss the world of professional wrestling. Conspiracy theories. Have a conspiracy you want us to talk about? Email us at highway34@gmail.com. Highway 34's History Lesson of the Week for World History. Talking Football, where we'll discuss the National Football League, the XFL, and the USFL. And the Honest 50, where the Chief will sit down with a guest and ask 50 questions, 25 from the Chief, 25 from their community. The Battle of Highway 34, the Trivia Show. Watch and listen as Ghost battles Insidious, or they battle the Chief. It is now time for your main event. Let's freaking go. Hey everybody, welcome back to Highway 34 on Twitch. I ended that broadcast because Insidious has that gameplay, because Insidious has a podcast that he wants us to talk about here on Conspiracy Theories here on Highway 34 Connection. So Insidious, what are we talking about?
What do you want to talk about?
Hey Pixie.
Well, come on, you stupid phone. Charge. All right, give me a second. I got to get in there. So, well, before we're all on the same page, I want you guys. Oh, never mind. I can do it right here, I guess.
Well, since you're taking a minute.
Oh, got a little bit of a fight going on.
I'm just going to go and do this since you're taking a minute.
We'll be right back after a brief message from our sponsors.
That's right. The official sponsor of Highway 34 Connection, the podcast, is Dubby Energy, a clean energy to help you be better. Dubby Energy. Try it today. Hey, it's the Chief from Highway 34 Connection and Chief_streaming. Check out officialchief34merch.com for all your merch for Highway 34 Connection and Chief Streaming.
If you're interested in buying merch from Insidious_streaming, stop by my spread shop where you can find everything you want and need. Thank you and have a good day.
Now back to your live podcasting here at Highway 34 Connection.
All right. After all that freaking typing, I finally have it. Oh, I will have to get into all this here soon. So, anyways, for today's conspiracy, I have recently found out some of the things. This is of January 22nd, 2009.
2009. What the heck are we doing?
In other words, I just found it, and all this stuff still exists, and it's all in order. So,
Hmm.
all this stuff still exists. None of this is a fake. This is a bill that actually came through, and as crazy as it sounds, I know this bill was actually put in. So, how many out there has actually heard of FEMA camps? Anybody? Or concentration camps, however you want to word it. How many people has actually heard about it? Chief, you've heard about it?
Yeah.
Ghost, you heard about it? Woohoo! Ghosty.
I think Ghost has gone off his rocker and disappeared.
Haha,
Okay.
funny.
He's
Keep
watching
going.
Dallas get its ass kicked. It's all right. We all knew it would happen. But anywho, Chief, don't even look at the score.
No, I'm here. I just was posting the final score. I'm good.
All right, so Ghost, have you
Yeah.
heard of, you've heard of the FEMA camps, aka concentration camps?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to share screen this so you guys can read along with me. This was done by the 111th Congress, first session, HR 645, to direct the Secretary of Homeland Security to establish national emergency centers on military installations. In the House of Representatives on January 22nd, 2009, Hastings of Florida introduced the following bill, which was referred to the Committee on Transportation and Infrastructure, in adding to the Committee on Armed Services for a period to be significantly determined by the Speaker in each case for consideration of such provision has fell within the jurisdiction of the committee's concerns. A bill to direct the Secretary of Homeland Security to establish, same thing. So Section 1, short title, this act may be cited as National Emergency Centers Established Act. As you can see, they got the barbed wire. In general, in accordance with the requirements of the Act, the Secretary of Homeland Security shall establish not fewer than 6 national emergency centers on military installations. Where is this here? It's in my way. I need to move it. Okay. That was weird. Why is it even down there? Beat it. So B, purpose of national emergency centers. The proposed national emergency centers shall be used to the existing infrastructure to provide temporary housing, medical, humanitarian assistance to individuals and families dislocated due to an emergency or major disaster. Funny thing is, none of these are being used for that. They are all still vacant. Pinpointing that. To provide centralization locations for the purpose of training and ensuring the coordination of federal, state, and local first responders. Again, still inhabited. To provide centralized locations to improve the coordination of preparedness, response, and recovery efforts of government, private, nonprofit entities, and faith-based organizations, and to meet other appropriate needs as determined by the Secretary of Homeland Security. The problem I have with all this, it's smoke and mirrors. It all looks good in writing, but you already know what the actual purpose is.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can go on YouTube and find these centers. They are not hidden from anybody or anything. They are there They're out in the open, and Chief, the conspiracy theories is covering up my face.
Yeah, I know.
It's okay. You can leave it. It's all right. Nobody needs to see me.
I'm in the middle of editing it anyway.
Anywho, not later than the 60 days after the date of enactment of this act, the Secretary of Homeland Security, in consultation with the Secretary of Defense, shall designate not fewer than 6 military installations as sites for the established national emergency centers. Minimum requirements: a site designated as national emergency center shall be capable of meeting for extended. Pretty much, it just keeps reflecting itself. Large number of individuals.
Hey.
Yo,
Not you. Stop that.
At least talking to a dog.
environmentally safe, shall not pose a health risk to individuals who may use the center. Problem is, again, obviously, not everybody can enter these centers.
Right. They're federal based. What? So?
But it says anybody can use them, which is a fucking lie.
Well, that's no difference than like the Social Security buildings or the federal buildings that we have. I mean, anybody, they're or even the Capitol. Anybody can go inside, but there's always rules and regulations that are specifically designed in place. You know.
Maybe.
Actually, you know what? That actually does bring me to an interesting point. Like everyone knows the January 6th infamous thing at the Capitol. We're not. I mean, where they said you're not allowed to enter the Capitol. I'm thinking, well, you do realize who owns the Capitol building?
The people.
Exactly. So we should be allowed to go in there and any damn well we please. Now, maybe not necessarily violently, but here's another question about that. What's the Second Amendment designed for?
Do tell.
No, I'm asking you.
Said do tell.
Okay. The Second Amendment is designed not just for Joe Schmo to protect his home from a home invader. It's designed that if our government ever turns to the evil tyranny that we left England to do here, that we have the right as the American people to orchestrate a militia and forcefully take over the government. That is exactly what the Second Amendment. The Second Amendment protects the other amendments. It protects our right to vote. The problem then becomes, yeah, but if you do that against your country, you're now committing treason. So my question to you is, how can you commit treason when you're following the amendments?
Did you realize anybody above the government is putting treason except for the ones in government, like Nancy Pelosi, who committed treason on several acts, Biden, who openly admitted to selling documents. The list continues. They are the ones that can't be held with treason. We can.
Actually, the president can be held for treason.
Is he?
Well, they legally can.
But is he?
Oh no, that's another story. That's a conspiracy that will be like another cup of coffee or something.
No, this actually ties with that. Is the point?
Are we getting into political shit? Because I really am not in the mood tonight for that.
Dude, who do you think wrote this bill? The fucking monkeys in the zoo?
Okay, wait. We can talk about what's going on with the government without necessarily saying political stuff. I mean, we can't really promote.
This is a political bill. This is not hoax. This is a real bill.
Right, that's what I'm talking about. We can talk about realistic shit.
Yeah, this
I'm all for that.
But the point of this that I'm trying to make is, when it says here, capable of housing existing permanent structure necessary to meet training and first responders requirements during non-disaster periods. You see that right there?
Mm-hmm.
So that was smoke and mirrors. That was the detail.
Concentration camps that have been around for emergency purposes, and yet.
Yeah, but you did see here what I just read there on that last part.
Oh, I
Non-emergency
know
purpose.
that the question is, well, who defines emergency these emergency situations, and then who can they go after? If they can go after anybody that they consider a threat, then that's violating the Constitution. Which the problem is that if it's constitutionally protected, that means the constitutional is saying that it can be unconstitutional and yet get away with it. So it is a double standard. Interesting.
Now I'm going to re-add this because this is the part you need to read.
You do realize I can't read shit right now on this little device, so just go ahead and just read to us.
Warning, FEMA executive orders. Executive Order 11004 allows the Housing and Financial Authority to relocate communities, build new housing with public funds, designated areas to be abandoned, and establish new locations for populations. Executive Order 10990 allows the government to take over all models of transportation and control of highways and seaports.
Yeah.
Executive Order 10995 allows the government to seize and control the communication media. Executive Order 10997 allows the government to take over all electrical power, gas, petroleum, fuels, and minerals. Executive Order 10998 allows the government to take over all food resources and farms.
What?
Etc. These are real presidential executive orders, not to mention these are just a few of them. To learn more, Google FEMA executive orders, which I did, and find out there is a shit ton of shit that they are put into executive orders.
Wait, back that up. You're telling me that the government is allowed to go to someone's farm and say, hey, okay, it belongs to us now?
They've been doing it for centuries, man.
I don't recall that happening to my parents' farm when I was growing up. You, Paul?
Nope.
No, not in our
Well,
society.
wait a minute. They actually did. When we were living we had like a strawberry patch, and then the city government comes in and said that they need to dig up our strawberry patch because they need to put in a sewer line for apartments back in the area. And then when we said no, they went ahead, okay, fine. Well, now this land no longer belongs to you, belongs to the city government, even though we still have to take care of it for them. So we had a full strip of our land taken, and we weren't allowed to grow anything on it. It was now officially the city's of Potomac.
You could have fought it.
Well, I don't know that. I mean, frick, I'm a kid. I was a kid with it. I was like a youngin' with that.
Sure, if he was to ask his parents, they probably did try to fight it and still got told fuck off.
Probably.
And that's another thing. I got a friend who owns a farm out past Hedrick, and he had to give up a whole bunch of his land, which, I mean, they paid him for it, but like chump change. They forcibly took it that way they could build that Dakota pipeline that they were doing, and because it actually went through his land. And on top of that, the funny thing is they put this stuff around the. Now here's the thing: he owned a dairy farm. Now you need to understand something. Dairy cows are different than cows that you breed for beef. Okay, they need to be they're handled more delicately. So because of the milk. So what happened was so they put something around the pipes. I don't know what it does. All I know is that it keeps the pipes from. I don't know if it keeps it from freezing. I don't know if it's an electrical thing. All I know is they put something around the pipes to help make it work. And the problem is it causes a vibration in the ground, and it actually upset the cows to where they did not produce. They didn't always produce when they should have. So now something temporarily was affecting him long term. And does the government care? Nope. But you know what? The government has been taking land for stuff to do other things all since the dawn of time. I mean, anybody that lives in the southeast Iowa area probably knows something. Hold on, Heidi, can you go to the door again, please? We ordered food. If it's the same woman, girl, I'm gonna laugh. Anyway, uh, what was it? Okay, so the thing is, I mean, anyone that lives in Southeast Iowa probably has seen the thousands of signs that's been around for like the last 5 or 6 years about the whole airport wanting to be built in the whole Oskaloosa Pella area. No,
Yep.
what was a few years ago? Well, we got a guest, and it's go. Just go. That's funny. It says right here it's approaching. It says right here it's approaching. Hey,
All right, give me this.
There you go.
there we go. What?
Well, if you looked at your phone, you could see the update.
Like your what the hell? What is that?
That is the Linktree QR code for Highway 34 connection.
Nice. The only question is, why is it?
Why is it what?
Man, if only, now we have to figure out a way to put it like on our Facebook pages so people can see it. Told you, Heidi. And now instead of you getting it nice and calmly, now we have an active dog. Wait, that's what she did last time? Just go. Aqua, come here.
Go ahead and continue there, Insidious.
I'm looking for something at the moment. Damn, I cannot believe this shit fucking. If anyone know about fucking COVID, you'll fucking find it. All right, there it is. I finally found this fucking video I was looking for. Chief, can you share screen this for me?
No, because I'm on my phone.
Never mind. I'll have to back out and do it. So I finally found this video I was looking for. Gets into better detail than what I can give you.
Does Hulk Hogan do this video?
Not too long ago, I talked with Dale Bohannon, whom I've known since, I guess, the mid-1980s. And he told me something very interesting that he found back in the fall of 2000 while he was on a business trip. Listen to this, folks.
I was pulled to the side road, which was a new cut gravel dirt road in front of a business, a builder supply business, actually Top Notch Builder Supply in Madison, Georgia. To my right, this was previously was a soybean field, and this little new cut road divided this field, and the right side of the road was filled with which I thought was portable toilets. I never looked at them that close. Same in color, maybe black, but which was an odd color. And I was sitting there going over my notes, and a van pulled alongside of me that turned out to be the property owner. And he greeted me, and he was by himself. And so we had a good little dialogue there. And I asked him about the field of black boxes. What were they? Because I'd never seen anything like that. And his statement was that if he told me, I would be one of few people in Madison, Georgia that knew about them. And he says they're disposable coffins, I believe he told me. And he says there's 100 at that time. He said there was 125,000 there. And they were stacked. He told me 15 high. I asked him who owned them, and he stated that the CDC owned them and that they were leasing his land for storage. And he said his brother worked with the CDC in Atlanta and had been asked by the CDC to do a 3-year extension to place temporary morgues all across the nation.
So in January of this year, 2005, we decided to drive to beautiful Madison, Georgia, and take a look for ourselves. It was on a Sunday and no one was around, with the exception of this one pickup truck that was coming out the narrow road that we were going in on next to this field. We flagged down the pickup truck, and it was providential that the driver of this pickup truck turned out to be the son of the man that owned this field. So naturally, we started asking him questions. And he told us that Not long ago, there had been as many as 500,000 of these grave liners or disposable coffins. We asked him for permission if we could look around, and he said yes. So we did.
We're just getting an idea for the size of these boxes. What could these boxes be used for? Well, they're called casket liners. And that's an interesting term, isn't it? It's a casket liner. When I first heard the term casket liner, I thought perhaps a lining for a casket. But this is too big to be on the inside of a casket. So certainly this could be used as a casket. This is an inexpensive casket. And you can see the size here. There's lots of room. I think my friends here, we could all probably get inside, and it might be a little cozy, but we'd fit just fine. Which tells me that these liners can be used for more than just one. And one more time, what kind of liners are these?
Casket liners.
These are casket liners.
That's what the man said.
That's what the man told us. And we're told that there were about 500,000 out here.
Little fucking disturbing, if you ask me.
Wasn't there a video about Paul, help me out here. Who was the wrestler that was also the governor?
Jesse Ventura, and yes, he did one, but it was for COVID. He didn't do anything before that.
Well, no. I remember him doing one about mass graves and.
Let me see. Hold on.
Look it up. It was like about 5 or 7 years ago. He did one about mass graves and about something similar to what you just showed.
I don't know if I could use it. Oh, okay, we can use this one. So far, I'm not seeing anything on that.
Well, like I said, it was a long time ago.
So far, I'm looking and not seeing anything. But I do remember you're right. Said a lot of things in here. So, anywho, I'm not sure on that one. But do you have anything you want to add to that, Ghost?
Hold on, I'm looking at something.
Check private message.
I did. What's it for?
I found it.
Well, that's not what I'm talking about, but you can show that too.
That's exactly what you said.
Yeah, see, that's the one I was
Well, I
talking.
didn't say about COVID.
Yeah, there was a lot of them that pinpointed to COVID, but the fact is, before COVID, I've talked about this before, and now that's all you're getting. I did not believe. I just had to YouTube that. Like, that's what I was doing, was trying to find that video. If I would have probably went back even further into that video, let me see. Let me get back into my history. Oh, so we're not going to let me talk about that, are we?
Let me see something. If I get disconnected, I'm sorry. 1 second.
You are not going to let me have any more of those, are you? Hell no, it ain't. It's bound terminates. It means I'm not signed in. I'm not going to be able to find it.
Well, I couldn't find it either. I mean, but it's probably, like I said, it was so long ago. It's probably something I have to look for. But I guess the question I have for you, Insidious, is that what does it all mean in your mind?
My mind has been steady on this for a few years. But now it's becoming more clear that I'm more scared about being right.
Ooh, what you got?
Well, I was spectacled when my dad was watching these videos. I'm like, it's YouTube. Come on, Dad. Let's be realistic.
Well, yeah, that actually was going to be my second question for you. It's YouTube. How do you know people are just pulling off a shoe?
Exactly. So I've been kind of eye in the background of things, if you want to say that. I never fully believed, but I've also been a conspiracy buff. Hence why I've been following this for a long time. I've been following this since 2012, actually. I watched the first video he sent me, which is the one I just showed you guys. I have found several more. Unfortunately, I cannot find them now, which is the part that's really making me angry. There's been people going inside Walmart stores showing you metal detectors being set up. One of them even showed a guillotine being set up in the middle of a fucking Walmart store, an abandoned Walmart store that they shut down. Guess who owns it? FEMA. So there's tons of things that's been going on, and now these videos have all of a sudden been removed. I cannot find them. So the question is, I'm more feared that everything I've been watching is coming to a reality. And I'm seeing it now more than ever. And I say that because look at Hitler. He tried to imprison, no, actually, he didn't try. He did imprison in his camps people of the government. I look at what's going on now. We're seeing the exact same thing happening in front of us.
Who's currently disappearing, though, is the question.
No one's disappearing yet that we know of. Or are they? I mean, you can look at it from media hosts to whatever. If you don't get with the left's narratives, you're either cancel culture, or you're going to go to prison. We're seeing it now with Don.
But I have a question for you. I have a question for you. However, with everybody having, I mean, if we lived maybe in a third, do you think that if we lived in more of a third world country where hardly anybody had a cell phone, and because let's face it, our cell phones with the cameras on it, lately they've been our weapon against the powers that be. You know, like you can't just pluck somebody off the streets these days without at least at least a couple thousand seeing it. You know what I mean?
But see, that's where I can argue your point. Everybody today scared of retail.
I believe that we have like a good 70 million Americans in this country that would say something.
I can bring you down to one that happened in this town just 4 years ago, and nobody did nothing. They sat in their fucking houses and looked out the damn window while this girl got ran the fuck over. Not once, but twice. And when the cops came, they all came out their house. Seen the whole damn thing.
What are you talking about?
Talking about the woman that got ran over on Vine Street.
James, do you know anything about this?
I can Google it for you and get you the info.
Well, I thought, great, go ahead, check yourself out. I just asked Steve if he knows what you're talking about.
I can go with another one.
Kind of indisposed. I didn't hear what was being talked about. Sorry.
He's always indisposed. He's decomposing as we speak.
I'm doing something that the two of you asked me to do, so shut your hole.
So, anyway.
He's asking if you remember a few years ago about some woman being intentionally ran over.
Not once, but twice. She lived, but...
She lived?
Yeah, she lived.
Negative.
Okay, well, there's your problem right there, Insidious. Is that if she lived... Because look, my experience tells me this. If the powers that be wants you dead, you're dead. You're not... You know what I mean? Oh, you got it, Indeed. Indeed.
I can. What the fuck? This is retarded.
That is not a politically correct statement, Mr. Insidious.
I'm trying to remember the exact year. Shoot me. I want to say probably 18. Probably the year. There we go. An Antelmo man facing attempted murder charge after police say he ran over his girlfriend with a van Friday and drove off.
Well, there you go. He was arrested.
Exactly. But before that, Tyler Heckert told his front yard was blocked off with crime scene tape. He was out of town. Da, da, da. Woman was walking towards the intersection of Mary Street, South Sheridan, when he saw the driver of a white van pull up next to her. Guy got out, started beating her up. He said, ditched, well, whoever his name is. So it was difficult to watch. See? Watched. Didn't do shit. Too much of a damn pussy. He was punching her in the head. She fell on the ground. Then he started stomping on her head. Then he left, went around the block, came back, and couldn't believe what he saw. The driver proceeded to run over the woman with his van. Then he immediately fled the area. We got out of the car to check on her and see if she was okay. Of course, she was lying on the ground at the time. He thought she had been killed when first responders arrived. Heard the victim crying in extreme pain. It was a very horrific scene. So my point stands. A bunch of pussies that watched. The same thing happened just 2 years ago when a guy was being stabbed to death with a fucking screwdriver. They looked out their windows and did nothing. Let's face it, the new generation are pussies. They're soft and don't like confrontation.
No, they're afraid for their own safety.
So instead of intervention to save a life, you would rather take yours? Isn't that selfish and not humanity thinking?
If you're asking me if I portray my life higher than someone else's,
Exactly.
Yeah, I do, and you do too. We're supposed to. You're supposed to take you. Okay.
You know, I got asked a question once.
No, when I say somebody, if I could, of course, that's the natural humanity thing. Especially if it's somebody that you care about, yeah.
Here's the thing. My life is just as valuable as anybody around me.
On an actual perspective point, you're absolutely correct. The problem is
sit there and watch another person get beat down in front of me. What kind of a fucking person does that make me?
You have a family to think about. That's what it means.
And that person doesn't?
Your responsibility isn't to somebody else's family. Your responsibility is to your own.
I guess I'm just too much heartfelt not to think that way.
I'm not saying...
Because I was raised not to think that way.
So am I.
You help them.
Of course.
If a person's getting beat down in the street, you don't fucking run. You do something about it.
Okay, what? And if that person has, let's say, a gun and you don't, okay, first of all, you wouldn't be in that situation. But second of all,
Okay, if I was in that situation, he better hope to God the first one kills me because he ain't gonna get a second one.
there's a difference. There's also a commandment that tells you not to be a fool. You know,
Well, there's also one that says stand up for your neighbor. Don't turn your back.
treat your neighbor as you treat yourself. Yeah, you're right.
So if my point still stands. Being a fool isn't meaning the fact of running away to protect yourself when
Well,
somebody
that's the thing. Well,
needs.
that's the thing. There's a way to do it without it. Instead of running away to protect yourself, how about you pick up the phone and call 911? Then you're
And
at
by
least
then, the person is dead. Which is the same statement I just made that happened 2 years ago.
You're right.
They
So
sat in their house
you're right. You're right. I mean, with a
and broke a
screwdriver,
top.
that's not much of a weapon. You could easily have gone out and helped. You're right on that one. But you also need to always also assess the situation.
You know, I'm not military trained, but I wouldn't probably go in there gun blazing. No, hell no. That's his dumb move. Would you try to sneak around the guy? Yeah. Now, if the guy's focused and wouldn't see me coming, yeah, I'd probably tackle his ass to the ground, probably throw a few punches at him, maybe a few kicks in the head,
Right.
snap his ass awake.
Okay. But for the first thing you have to do is assess the situation.
I don't know. I wouldn't assess. Oh, I probably would. I don't know. Depends what it comes at me first. Now, this did happen. This is a little story I will tell. A year and a half ago, my wife and wanted me to go out and intervene. A guy was beating the hell out of his girlfriend,
Mm-hmm.
bouncing her head off the car.
Mm-hmm.
I assessed the situation. Yes, I did.
Yep.
Did I intervene? Yes, I did, but not in a way that you would think I intervened. I opened up my door and I shut the door. And the wife goes, I thought you were going outside. That was the intent to make you all believe I did, including him. I gave her the time to get away, which it worked.
See? You thought
Because
smart, not hard. That's the thing. That's what I'm talking about right there.
it was easier to make him think somebody was coming out to see what was going on than to get into a full-blown confrontation that with a guy that's already heated.
But you know what? Now that I think about it, you do make a good point. You know, there was like an article a long time ago that said that if you're like in the bigger cities and there's a rape happening, you should yell fire, don't yell rape.
No, because everybody cries wolf.
But no, the point is that if you yell rape, no one's going to want to come near it because they'll assume the guy's has a weapon. They don't want to get involved. But if you yell fire, then most people think, okay, this is an opportunity that I want to help out, and you'll get more people involved.
So back to the point at hand is everybody looks out for Big Brother. Big Brother will protect you. Big Brother only cares for Big Brother. That is it.
Mm.
So if you're looking for government to help you, the only thing government's going to help you with
Is keep you complacent.
Yeah. Because let me ask you something. Unless you're illegal, you don't fucking matter to the government. Sure, it's funny. They can get all the fucking loans and services you need. But if you're an American that works hard for your family and works hard for every fucking dollar you got and you run on hard times, you think they're going to help you? Fuck no. Figure it out, Jim. They can give a fuck about us. But if you're a foreigner, they'll help you right the fuck out. And Ghost can vouch for this because he's found it out a couple times himself.
Mm. Mm.
Yeah, government don't care about us working folk.
Mm.
They care about the non-working ones. They'll take care of you. But the American worker, they don't give a fuck about.
You all right?
Yeah, just low lung congestion. Never hurt anybody.
Hmm?
And I'm still covering from a hangover from last night, so add that to the list.
I mean, if you need somebody to come save your life, well, I'll send Paul to go give you a mouth to mouth.
Got my wife. for that.
Bullshit, you're closer.
Fuck, I'll die waiting on either one of you. What else was I going to add to this whole thing about the Big Brother scenario? Oh yeah, everything you did say was on the flag behind me. That's why I was pointing at it while you were saying Ghost.
Yeah.
But who said those words?
Well, I'm assuming one of the forefathers.
George Washington said the words you stated.
Oh.
A free people ought not only be armed and disciplined, but they should have a significant arms and ammunition to maintain a statue of independence from any who might attempt to abuse them, which would include their own government. George Washington.
Yep. Hey, can I add a conspiracy or maybe it's not really a conspiracy. It's more of a the ghost is pissed rant kind of a thing. Can I throw a rant in here? Or does that need to be a whole new video?
If it's about government, go ahead.
No, it's not about government. It's about something else.
If it's tied into what we're talking about, go for it.
Yes and no. It goes about to what you're talking about. How we have established a whole generation of.
Chief, I thought we weren't doing that this year. We were doing the live stream at Mars Hill. Ghost, you and Heidi can join us for that.
Okay.
Because she may not know much about it, but I think you know about Mars Hill.
So
We're going to live stream it.
Anyway, so here's where it is. This goes back to what you were saying about us raising a lot of pussies. Okay. So Chief's not well. Hey Chief, now everybody here has probably seen the Bambi movie, right? The animated Bambi movie when we were kids.
Oh God, they're coming out with a live action one.
Yeah, but that's not what's pissing me off. What's pissing me off is that they're going to omit Bambi's mother's death scene completely, which is kind of like the forefront of the story. Wow.
What the?
Thank you. The reason is because it's too sensitive and too traumatizing for this generation to see it.
I said it again. I'll say it at once. A bunch of pussies.
First of all, you don't even see the death scene. All you hear is a gunshot off site. You don't even see the actual death, number one. Number two, it's supposed to be traumatic. That's kind of the basis of the movie. It's, have the little deer who still has to be able to survive, and yet now they can't. We can't show that because people are. You touch that pizza, I will throw you. Anyway, sorry, Aqua's sorry to steal my pizza right off my plate.
Go for it, Aqua. We got your back.
Anyway, the whole ordeal is that. Oh, by the way, did you know that Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs remake can no longer be called Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs because it's offensive to little people, apparently. And guess who said that was complete BS? Peter Dinklage, the guy that did Game of Thrones. He said, "But I am a dwarf. I'm not offended by that." And they won't even hire little people to do the roles because it's this great degrading to them. And even Peter Dinklage thinks that's BS. I mean, this is what I'm talking about. Oh, and by the way, hey Rob, can I ask you a question? You're married, and she kind of disappeared on us, but he's married too. Have you ever kissed your wife while she was sleeping?
No, I knew better.
You're not helping this case. No. Like a nice love kiss while she's sleeping.
I knew better.
Why?
Because most generally, I wake up with a foot in the ass or a headbutt.
Okay, my point is that they're getting rid of the prince kisses Snow White to wake her up because it's inappropriate and wrong to kiss a girl without her permission. Even though he thought she was dead, and it was supposed to be like a kiss goodbye kind of a kiss. He didn't know that was going to break the spell. I mean,
What the?
so that's what I was going to ask. That's what I was going to ask Paul. How often does he give his wife a kiss while she's sleeping? Like a nice little one. I mean, it's getting fucking retarded. Oh crap! I said the R word. Sorry, that's not politically correct. I don't care. Anyway, that's what I'm getting past. We're talking about how this generation is being raised by pussies. I wish.
What?
I wish. But I have been thinking about putting my name back into the whole Meryl kind of thing. She thinks I should run for president of the United States. Yeah, right. Yeah, I'll do that if Insidious wants to be my running mate.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't be running on anything right now. Well, Arsha asked, what are you going to run on?
Where? With what?
So, what are you going to run on?
Well, if I ran for president?
Sure.
Wow. Quit raising pussies? I don't know. That'd be my campaign slogan. Hey, There's like an old saying where, what is it? Strong men create better times create weak men, and then weak men create worse times, and the worst times create strong men for strong men to create better times again. You know that there's that cycle? Any idea what chapter we're in right now?
Nothing good, I'm afraid.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the real problem is that we are too coddled to try to please everyone when people need to realize that's impossible. You can't please everybody. And that goes to an old proverb with the man, the son, and the horse. You can't please everybody. Someone's always going to be pissed off. There's always going to be a Karen or a Kevin or whatever the male equivalent is. And there's always going to be a problem. I mean, Chief just experienced it not too long ago at his parade. There's always going to be someone that's pissed off for no reason other than the fact to be pissed off. And here's the thing. The proverb of the man, the boy, and the horse goes like this. That they ride into the town number one.
Don't get me started back on that bitch.
Anyway, the man, the boy, and the horse ride into the first town. And the boy is sitting on the horse. Someone complains that the boy should learn to be a man and walk on his own 2 feet. So, in the next town, they swapped, where the man is on the horse and the boy is pulling the horse. And then they complain again about how horrible a father he must be to make his son pull him. So, in the next town, they're both on the horse. And someone said, well, they're overloading that poor horse with both of them sitting on it. So in the fourth town, neither of them are on the horse, and they're just walking next to the horse. And someone complained, well, why don't they ride on the horse? That's what a horse is meant for. No matter what scenario they did, someone complained about it. There is no point of trying to please everybody because you can't. So you might as well just do the right thing as well as you can and just tell everybody just to deal with it. It's not their business. The problem is we listen to the minority in this country instead of the majority. If one person is offended about this, that, or the other thing, we drop what we're doing and make their lives better while making everybody else upset. Anyway, that's what I've been noticing. And we've been ranting and conspiracying here for an hour and 10 minutes now. Anything else we got to talk about?
Good evening, I'm Vanessa Van Hefty. It is being set up at the City Operations Yard at 20th and B Streets. 10 News reporter Hannah Mullins is live with the concern amid a deadly hepatitis A outbreak. Hannah.
Oh, great.
The area is fenced off with barbed wire up here. It's also blocked off by another fence below. They've been setting up tents at the transitional camp area, and they'll start by bringing in women and kids tomorrow morning.
This is the land God forgot.
Stay there and sleep.
Large chunks of East Village festering with filth, and Hep A has made the streets more septic.
I have slept right here. I've slept right here. Detoxing from heroin, sick, just disgusted with myself.
That's been Charles Roberta's life for 17 years.
I call it the dread. When you wake up in the morning and it's like you're outside. You don't know if someone's going to bust you over your head and try and rob you for what little you have.
The county counts more than 9,000 homeless people. About 1,000 are vets. Michael Bear is haunted by sickening smells of Vietnam.
It smelled like burning skin, flesh, and it always lingered there.
He says this is worse, and everyone has their own demons that landed them here.
No one's prepared to lose their mom You know what I mean? Especially when
Roberta lost his mom and dad just a few months apart. He caved to the clutches of addiction.
especially once she's been there for you, no matter what, you know. So I'm sorry.
After taking 2 bullets, he tried to turn his life around, but was turned away.
Because I am an ex-felon and covered with tattoos, you know, none of them ever get back to me. None of them.
The mayor calls this, complete with tents, bathrooms, and showers, an effort to clean up our city. But not all neighbors are on board.
It's not great that it's happening here, but where else are you going to put them? In La Jolla, Del Mar?
Walk-ups aren't allowed. The Alpha Project and SDPD's Homeless Task Force will shuttle people from women's homes and homeless camps. Roberta already has a place to sleep. He's been clean over a year because someone cared enough to help. Just like the man behind the Alpha Project.
Someday, I'd like to do what he does.
And remember the forgotten land.
I would.
Hannah Mullins, 10 News.
And there are some rules. No drugs or alcohol are allowed at the camp. They will be giving Hep A shots and vaccinating pets. The project could use some more volunteers. They need some people. This is a temporary solution until 3 more shelters are ready downtown in Barrio Logan and in the Midway district.
Yeah. It's a temporary solution when there's barbed wire involved. You like that? There goes the temporary.
It was interesting to say the least.
If you go back and look, I bet you ain't gonna find any of those people.
What year was that? How recent? When was that video made?
Oh fuck! Closed it out.
Sorry. Dogs are complaining about food.
Six years ago, believe it or not.
Interesting. Oh boy. I do apologize. This dog is a, yeah. No.
Really? Chief, go to bed. You're very tired.
All right, we're gonna end this podcast unless this really has anything else to talk about, because I gotta get going. Anything else you got, Insidious? Halloween candy is the drugs from the white man playing with our minds. Candy corn isn't corn. That's freaking awesome. Oh, oh boy! I mean that. With that, I think that's how we should end the show.
I don't know. Now I might have to do one about candy corn.
Oh, good lord! Fine, that'll be our Halloween special. We'll do a conspiracy theory on candy corn just to make you happy. All right.
No conspiracy theories on Mars Hills. That's going to be the Indian.
Well, yeah, we can do two. We can do a 2 for 1.
I could do a 2 for 5 right now.
All right. Well, I gotta get going, guys. So.
Have a good night, Michael.
All right. Have a good night, guys, and let's have a. Yeah, I don't even know anymore. Good night, guys.
All right, bye, President Ghost.
Yeah, I wish.
He don't.
think we'd be doomed if he became president.
I know the aliens might. Oh fuck, man. I love Ghost, but he likes taking my topics off the rails.
Ain't that the damn truth?
Anyways, for those that weren't listening, if you want to go back and rewatch this video, you can. Today was about FEMA's executive orders, FEMA's
Oh dear God.
penetration camps, penetration,
And Trump being a monkey. Nope, he's all yours, Pixie.
Yep. Don't worry, Big Brother will take care of you, Tachi. Everybody keeps thinking that. Big Brother to the rescue. Yeah. But Chief, do you have anything else you want to add to this before we close up?
No, I don't have anything.
All right, unless you want to switch topics over to something else, if you have a rant or something.
Shut up, Pixie. You ain't my mama.
I'm waiting for her to say she's your mama, your daddy, and a foot up your ass. She said you're old. That's funny. Ghost leaves and we switch over. It's fucking great.
Yeah, I was kind of waiting for a reason.
You're old. You need sleep.
That still hurts. I ain't going to bed yet.
That's what you get for trying to give your wife a kiss while she was asleep.
She was sitting next to me on the couch.
So you, never mind. I was gonna say you got off so hard that you flew up and hit it.
Shut up. Did you ever watch Fastlane from last night?
No.
Well, we're going to discuss it a little bit, and then you'll have to watch it, and maybe next week you and I can discuss a little bit more.
Give me real quick. Give me 2 seconds. I can watch some of the matches right now as we're talking.
So last night WWE had their Fastlane pay-per-view, or premium live event that they're calling it now, which I think is so fucking stupid. So during the event, there were 5 matches. The least amount of matches I've seen on a premium live event or anything in a while. You saw the Judgment Day defending the undisputed tag team titles against the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes and main event Jey Uso. That match, both myself and the Headster, who we've seen in here a couple times, both picked the Judgment Day to win. We figured that they would win using underhanded tactics. I actually said on my predictions that the Judgment Day would lose by disqualification but keep their championships. Technically, there was a couple times the referee could have called for the bell to make that happen, but he didn't. Priest was standing on the announcer's table. Cody went to grab him. JD McDonough, who was trained by Judgment Day member Finn Balor, and they've known each other 20, 30 years, somewhere in like that, went to hit Cody in the back with Priest's Money in the Bank contract, and when he went to swing, Cody dodged, and JD nailed Priest in the leg, which Jay then went over the top rope, knocking JD and Finn down, and Cody then hit Crossroads to Priest on the table. And then the match ended in the ring, crowning new undisputed tag team champions, main event Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes. On the Fastlane, trying to think how they call it. It's like a media scrub. I'll use the AEW term. After the show went off the air, Jay and Cody said that if you think about it, two families that have never gotten along, the Rhodes and the Samoan Dynasty, that the two of them winning the titles, no one saw it happening. Jay even said that if you bet on the Judgment Day to win and you lost money, he's sorry. They said, don't ever bet against us. We're going to do everything in our power to win. And the first time teaming, they won the tag team titles. The event also saw Jay's brother, Jimmy Uso, and their other brother, Solo Sikoa of the Bloodline, take on 16-time world champion and the self-proclaimed greatest of all time, John Cena, with L.A. Knight. Now, if some of you don't know who L.A. Knight is, he used to be Eli Drake over in Impact Wrestling. That match, I think it was probably one of the best ones Cena's had in a while. Cena and LA Knight ended up winning. Obviously, they're not going to let Cena return to lose, and they're not going to push LA Knight just to have him lose a big match like that. Now, the triple threat for the WWE Women's Championship, Headster said that Charlotte Flair would win her 15th Women's World Championship. I said that Io Sky would retain thanks to damage control. And that's exactly what happened. Charlotte had the figure 8 on Asuka. Bayley distracted the referee. Asuka was tapping out on Charlotte's leg as the referee was distracted, and Io hit her over the moonsault on Charlotte and pinned Charlotte to keep her championship. There were a bunch of rumors throughout yesterday and Friday evening who would join Rey Mysterio and Santos Escobar, the LOW, to take on Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits in a 6-man tag. The match started out a 3-on-2 handicap match because Rey and Santos didn't have a partner, but earlier in the show it showed Rey making a phone call, sending a text, trying to recruit a new member of the LOW. But the person that showed up is not a new member. He actually joined the LOW earlier this year. Carlito returned, came down, got the tag, and ended up winning the match for the LOW, the Latin World Order. The main event, I was wrong. I was right, but I was wrong. I said that with Nakamura slamming Seth and Seth's wife and bringing up their daughter, I said that Becky Lynch, the NXT Women's Champion, would get involved. She didn't. But at the same time, I'm right, and so is Headster, because Iowa's Seth freaking Rollins hit a Falcon Arrow out in the crowd through 2 tables to Nakamura, and Nakamura was not able to answer the 10 count for the last man standing, and Seth retained the World Heavyweight Championship. So that's what happened at the event. On the pre-show, it showed a backstage segment where new signing Jade Cargill arrived and walked to the arena and was greeted by WWE head of content creator Triple H. During the press conference, Hunter or Triple H, Paul Levesque, whichever you want to call him, was asked when will she make her debut in the ring on Raw, SmackDown, NXT. He said, whenever she is ready. Not before, not after, but when she is ready. Where'd you go?
I'm still here.
Okay. Also, during the press conference, Cena was asked 2 questions that I thought were shockingly that he actually asked. One question, with the strike in Hollywood coming to an end, if Hollywood calls, will Cena leave? He answered, yes, that is my job. I returned home because everyone needs to see their hero sometimes. So if Hollywood is no longer on a strike, Cena's leaving WWE once again. He was also asked his thoughts on him and The Rock's feud, where Cena said Rock took his ball and went to Hollywood. Cena said that him and Dwayne have talked. They've buried the hatchet. He's apologized to Dwayne. And Cena also stated that this is probably going to be his last run, because his last run in WWE is coming to an end, and he never knows when that will come to an end. While LA Knight was asked, since Cena and LA Knight are now undefeated as with 1 win, will they ever win the tag team titles? Cena and LA used the famous WWE phrase, never say never. We talked about it the last time we did a Pro Wrestling Talk about Adam Copeland, aka Edge, going to AEW. That was brought up during a WWE press conference. Triple H was asked his thoughts on Edge leaving, and Triple H said it was time for him to leave. It was time. They had nothing for him, that it was just time for him to go do something else other than be in WWE. And that there are no hard feelings within WWE and the Rated R Superstar. Bayley was asked this, if it's a dream match for all 3 members of Damage Control to fight in a triple threat for the title. Bayley said that is her dream match, but it ain't happening because it is a WrestleMania main event style match, and right now the 3 of them, there's no reason why they need to fight for the title. So that is all I got, unless there's something else that you looked up when your camera went blank. It's not when you're done, we'll do this. But while he's reading or looking, whatever,
WWE making plans to honor Bray Wyatt with new Firefly Funhouse angles.
with Uncle Howdy.
Yep.
AKA AKA Bray's brother Bo Dallas. With Edge making his in-ring debut on AEW on Dynamite on Tuesday, WWE will be going head-to-head with Dynamite with an NXT appearance by Paul Heyman, John Cena, Asuka will fight Roxanne Perez, and Cody Rhodes is being teased to make a massive announcement. Unfortunately, I think I know what that announcement is, but it's WWE. Never say never. I think Cody's announcement is the return of the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. Oh, and Cody was also asked when his time is up, will he ever go to NXT in the Performance Center to take his dad's spot in helping the next generation? Cody said no. But he also said everything that he said he would not do when he returned to WWE, he has turned around and done anyway. Anything else? So I can listen to Miss Pixie and go to bed?
It says here, Paul Heyman's call to Roman Reigns at Fastlane has gone viral during the Bloodlines tag team match against John Cena LA Knight. Heyman kept Reigns updated with the proceedings from ringside. The phone call got the attention of Rhea Ripley, who commented on the moment, as you can see below. Does at WB Roman Reigns have at Peacock account? Can you hook the tribal chief up?
And Roman Reigns does return to SmackDown this Friday. Oh, and it's also being speculated that Mark Calloway will be at NXT, aka The Undertaker.
I did have a question for you.
Yes.
What did you think on him using Adam Copeland?
Well, seeing that he doesn't own Edge, it makes sense.
But I loved one thing he did say though that cracked me up. I can't remember what he said exactly.
The theme he uses by Alter Bridge, not Alter Bridge. The theme that he used in WWE, he does own the rights to because the group actually sold or gave Edge or Adam the rights to the song. And I can't remember if I've said it on here, but when he was in WWE, it started with "You Think You Know Me." Now that is in AEW, you hear WWE Hall of Famer Beth Phoenix's voice say, "You think you know him."
But I don't have anything else unless you do.
Not offhand. Are you going on Call of Duty to stream?
I don't know if I'll stream, but I'll be on Call of Duty.
I'm going to look real quick, see who we can raid on all three channels real quick. Let's see which lucky son of a gun's going to get a triple raid here. Just chatting. This camera here. Okay. Look like crackers.
Mm-hmm.
I was actually looking to see if DJ was still streaming. I figured we'd go show him love, but it looks like he stopped streaming. Is he streaming right now, Pixie? Because I'm not seeing that he's live. Because I know... Well, see? He shouldn't have ended stream just because I got off the gate. He should have kept streaming. We would have came and showed him some love. Now we gotta find somebody else.
Hey, Chief. PlayStation Plus exclusive. You got a new skin.
Don't tell me that, because then I'll end up getting on the game when I need to be going to bed.
You get the cost of $545 with the blueprint title Thin, Culmination, Tempest Torrent.
Is that part of... Is that the Amazon Prime bundle?
Ani Omega.
Oh, I'm not subbed to this person, so give me a minute. I'm looking at a ad real quick.
Oh, wait.
What, bro?
Mm-hmm. And it comes with a new finishing move.
Alright, where's my actual phone here? So I can go in and get that. Okay, looks like she got Halloween decoration. Okay. I think we're gonna read this one though. Because this one's actually gaming here. Alright, I'm going to go and get these set up. So if you are all here on Twitch, we are going to end and we are going to raid off. We're going to raid Kitchen Kills here in just a minute. She is playing Call of Duty. I believe it's the beta.
Pixie, send them back.
Once I can get Ghost and Insidious's stream to open up here. Because it's trying to say that I don't have access, which I know that's wrong. Alright, we're going to hit this video and then we're going to do a triple raid. We'll see you when we see you.
Hi, I'm Insidious. Thanks for watching this podcast.
This is the Ghost, and thank you for watching our podcast.
And I am the Chief. Thank you for tuning in. Have a great night.